Okay, how to get an aesthetic physique in only 3 hours of training a week. Most people will say that you have to go to the gym every day, grind out 1.5 hours of intense training. That is just not true if you follow this principle. Now, this principle is called a minimalistic training approach. This is an approach where you only train 2 to 3 times a week, but you train with intensity over volume. Intensity is way more important than volume because 80% of your gains probably come from those 3 hard sessions, and the rest of the days you can just use for recovery. So why is this approach for you? Why can it be beneficial for you and for most people? It's because most people just don't live for the gym. Most people just want to have hobbies. Most people have to go to work full time or school. They have a social life. They have other hobbies. And just being obsessed with the gym and going to the gym every day is just not an option for most people. So I'll give you guys this minimalistic training approach, and I promise if you follow this, you can still gain around 90%. So you can still get around 90% of the same results as if you're going 5 times a week. Okay, so why can this approach be beneficial for you and for most people? It's because most people have to go to work full time, they have to go to school full time, they want to have a social life, maybe they want to have some other hobbies, and not everyone lives for the gym. Not everybody can go to the gym every day 1.5 hours, but it's being portrayed as you have to do this to get an amazing body, to get your dream body. This is just not true. In my first year of university, when I've already been going to the gym for years, I still gained 5 kilos for only going 3 times a week. So this changed my whole perspective. This is the minimalistic training method, and you should probably try it. If you follow this, I can guarantee you can get 80 to 90% of the results, of the same results as if you're going 5 times a week. And also, if you really love going to the gym, if you really like going to the gym, going every day will probably just burn out your passion. You know, you'll probably just get burned out by being obsessed and going every day for months and months on end. It's not a long-term approach to this. And when you only go 3 times a week, you will actually find yourself be excited to go again. You will actually find yourself to be excited to go to the gym in 2 days again, in 3 days again. You know, to go harder next week. You know, you have something to look forward to. If you're going every day or grinding out every day, then it's not special anymore. Then it becomes really basic and boring, and then most people just quit. Or most people I know who took this approach. So this new approach is minimalistic approach. How do we actually go about this? First thing I want to talk about is progressively overloading. So take for example bench press. If you're doing your reps bench press, 8 to 10 reps around that, just try next time, try to do 12 reps. And if that doesn't go, then maybe next week try to do 12 reps. And the way you can do 12 reps for 2 sets, and then last set going to failure is what I prefer. When you are able to do those 12 reps, then you go up in weight. You try to push yourself a bit further every week, every session, with every muscle group. And that's just how your body will respond. Your body will respond by growing, by progressively overloading, by putting the bar higher and higher each week. And this is really how you gain muscle. This is really basic actually, and it's really all pushing yourself. So if you have this intense workout for 45 minutes to an hour, it will be enough, because you're steadily pushing yourself every day. You're giving your body enough time to recover, and you're also not draining yourself mentally. You know, going to the gym is not only physically training, but it's also mentally training, you know, because you have to plan to go to the gym, you have to free up time, and it's not only being in the gym, it's going to the gym, it's coming back, taking a shower, it's fitting it in your schedule. So it can become really mentally draining if you're going every day. That's why I suggest you only go 3 days, but you go as hard as you can in those 3 days. So yeah, we have progressively overloading. Then we have going to failure. I kind of mentioned that already, but what I do is I do 2 sets of 8 to 12 reps, and it needs to be hard. You can't be doing 8 to 12 easy reps and then the last rep going to failure and it possibly being 20 reps. No, the 8 to 12 reps, the 8 to 10 reps I mean, should be around your maximum that you can do. And then just the last set you go to failure. It's really easy, it's what I do, it's what works for me. I taught it to my friends and now they use it, it works for them as well. So you can try this for yourself and you will see. Next thing, to make your training more minimalistic, you should focus on compound movements. Now what are compound movements? Compound movements are movements like squat or bench press or deadlift, where you use a lot of muscles at once. So you also train a lot of muscles at once. If you're isolating everything, then it just takes longer. Then you find yourself doing 5 exercises for only chest. That's really not needed. I'll give you an example of this. So let's say you have a chest, shoulders and triceps day. You only need 2 to 3 exercises per muscle group. So for example, for chest you do incline bench and dips, and the next week you can switch it up. But those 2 alone can be enough for your chest. If you go to failure, if you make it really intense, then it's just enough. And then for shoulders, you can do military press and lateral raises. Those are enough too. And then just for triceps, you can do cable extensions and just use a couple of different variations for cable extensions. And that's done. You can probably do that in even less than 45 minutes with your warm-up. So you can even extend this a bit more. But I hope you understand the concept of intensity over volume. You know, you can do those 5 different exercises, but you're just training the same muscles again in a different way. So instead of doing those 5 exercises on one day, just pick 2 exercises, go really intense on them, and then just switch it up the week after or the week after that. And that makes it much more minimalistic, it saves you a lot of time, and it's also just a lot more simple. You know, it's less mentally draining if you're constantly thinking about, okay, after this exercise, I may have to not go as hard in this exercise because I want to save energy for the next exercise. This approach just throws that all away, and it makes it really simple and it makes it more fun going to the gym. So yeah, try this, and remember, less can often be more. You know, if you train less but you train more intense, it will be the same that if you train less intense and more frequent. And this is just a way more productive and smart approach to training. You know, this can really save you some time. It can really make your gym journey much more enjoyable. And yeah, I hope you try this, guys. I hope you try this, and then you leave in the comments down below what you thought of it. And also, if you want some free one-on-one coaching, then connect me on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram in the bio. I'm also starting a school community. In the school community, I'm gonna be posting courses. You can do a lot of live calls with me. So yeah, I'm also going to be posting an ebook in there that should be coming end of this week. So the course is now empty, but if you join it now, it will be at a limited price and the course will be incoming. So yeah, make sure to check that out. If you have more video suggestions for me, if you have some questions for me, you can leave it in the bio or you can DM me on Instagram. I will make something work. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Till next time.